In this video, I'm going to show you how to create some content types using H5P, and we've built this so that the content that comes from a PowerPoint that you developed, then you converted that PowerPoint into a video, and then that video generated a transcript which you used to get that transcript, and you've used Copilot to generate a nice report for you, so you've got something nice and solid to use. So so we'll continue with that sort of workflow. So now we've got our report, and we can come into Canvas or your learning management system and just click on a discussion forum and just add the discussion. And the only reason we're doing this is to find the H5P icon, so that we can click on it so we can activate it, because if you don't have an account set up, you may have never used it. This is the way you would provision yourself with an account as well, because you're not automatically got one. So we click on H5P, and if I didn't have an account, it would then go through the process and then potentially give me a blank screen. And so therefore I've got an account, but I've got quite a few, as you can see, and now I can start adding content and using the Smart Import feature is what I'm going to demonstrate to you. But for the sake of this exercise, I want some more real estate. So I've actually got, now that I have an account, I can actually go straight to the H5P website and type in the URL, which I have a favorite for, so I don't have to remember it. And then I can go straight into my H5P experience and just have the full screen. So that's great for me. So now we are in our environment. And we want to start with Smart Import, and this is the AI feature that H5P have developed, and really impressed with what it can do. So click on Smart Import, and then what we want to do is create some content. So I'm going to choose a file to upload, but in this case I'm going to actually do a link, and it's going to be a YouTube video. So I'm going to go to my YouTube channel, going to get the link, I'm going to paste it in there. And what I'm also going to do, it's only a 6-minute video, and I've also created a report from that video using AI, and it just gives me a bit more context, a few examples, a bit more of an example, a bit more in depth than what the video does. So I'm actually going to copy all that information, copy into the memory. I'm going to paste it into this field that gives you extra information. You can also guide the questions, up to you how you want to do it. But I think just giving a bit more content does quite a good job of producing multiple activities. So I'm going to press submit. Okay, so now it's done the best job it can. My job is to read all that and make sure I'm happy with the content. I think it's pretty much taking it verbatim what it's got there. And then I'm going to continue. I'm happy with that. Make sure I do read it. It's really important. It's probably the most important step. And even though this video might seem quite quick, the longest step is actually checking the data, making sure it's accurate. Okay, so now we've got what's called concepts. So they put it into different areas. Again, really important that you read it. If you're not sure about which ones are which, or you're not happy with one, just untick it, and that won't include any part of the content that it delivers. So I'm happy with that. And now I've got straight into the types. So for the sake of the exercise, I'm going to tick them all. Don't have to. So you can see there's 12. My personal favorite is the interactive book. Pretty much puts a whole lesson together for you. And I do like the chase. I like the gamification, a bit of a quiz at the end of a lecture. But there's some very useful ones there as well. Crosswords always a bit of fun. So generate. But this probably takes the longest out of it all. Beautiful. It's done now. I can see the content and what it's produced. It's quite a bit there. So I'm going to look for interactive video. First of all, click on that, open up a new tab, And there we have a video that's using YouTube. What I love about it is, welcome to this learning module on supporting executive function through Universal Design for Learning, or UDL. Some interactions, expanding on some ideas there. Students can stop and play. So again, giving students an opportunity to engage with the content. Now there's a video, now there's some questions. So, putting some place markers in there so students can pause and think a little bit instead of just watching the video. It's always great. And then in this particular case, there's some more points there. And I think there's a quiz somewhere along the line here. May become distracted or find it difficult to proceed and test your knowledge. And there's a few questions. Oops. Yay! And then it goes through a few questions. And then, of course, the best thing about this is you might not like it, so we can edit it. And once we can edit it, then we can change everything about it. We can change all the interactions, what timing, change the questions if you want. So we have full control. But what it does be a lot of the hard work by putting it all together, putting the hotspots in there, or video spots and the questions, and we can just adapt it and change it as we need. And also what I love about it, if you're new to H5P, it can be a bit challenging setting them up, but by learning how it does it, then you can reverse engineer it. Okay, that's how you add, so forth. So quite a cool tool. So now I've got a video with some questions. So that's great. I can put that into my learning management system. So I can give them a PowerPoint, and now they've got a video, which we'll see in a sec. So we'll come back to our two others. So interactive book is probably, as I said, one of my favorite. And why I like it so much is it's like a lesson. You put that into your learning management system, and then people can go through it in their own time and their own pace, giving students a different opportunity to engage in the content. You might have done it in class, but now years away they can step through it. It's designed in a way very consistently with the video, so they can watch the video, and the video will have transcripts if they choose to turn it on. They've got all the text there, they can read that as well. They could get their read out aloud tool and read out loud as well. So they've got the full experience, which is what I love, multiple ways of engaging with the content. And then they can go next. Then we can chunk information down, which we all love. So that people can then just focus on certain keywords and what the meaning of that is, and then so forth. So that's part of it. And then there's another goal, so key concepts to need to consider. Again, the written format, and just now chunking it down again into a bit more meaningful ways. And then we've got some cards, and then play a little game with ourselves because they're cognitive load, and what does that mean? So now we're just really getting people to just focus on one thing at a time. So they're not got that cognitive overload necessarily, just pacing themselves through and making them pause and read. And so not just a big chunk of text. And then we have some quizzes which you can test their knowledge, and if they're not sure, they can always check and say, okay, they were both wrong, so retry. But there's an opportunity to learn what the right questions are if you set it up that way. And then we can go next, and then we've got some drag the words, and it's up to them to test their skills and check, and got them all wrong. And then we got next one, flashcards. Okay, a few more just to have a think about. And then the next one is a summary of what we've learned. So just wrapping up everything they've just gone through and just summarizing it a little bit. So a little bit of repetition, which is great. And then some stats about questions, what they got, if they interacted with the content, and just gives them a bit of feedback, and then they can submit the report. And in the back end, you as the educator can see how your students are progressing with a nice little report at the back there. And that is the interactive lesson. And again, you can come in and edit it, and you can do a variety of things, change the text, change the questions. This is one of the more complicated ones, because really what it is, it's a container, it's a host, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different H5P content types, because H5P got over 40 content types. And so just in this one, you need to learn how to use 7 of them. So it is a big learning curve to use the interactive book, but as you can see with Smart Import, it does a pretty good job of creating it all for you. So an amazing time saver. And it means you can get content out really, really, really quickly. Cancel that one. Another personal favorite for myself is, oops, just let's go back to my H5P. Smart Import. Okay, and then you've got the gamified ones as well, which I think are quite good. I'll just actually do a quote. There we go. Where's the chase? That's one of my favorite. There it is. And then you can do it live in classroom, which is great. But then if students haven't turned up, then you can actually run this and put it in your canvas, and they can do it in their own time at their own pace, self-paced there. And then it's just very quiz-based activity with a bit of gamification and leaderboard, just adding again another dimension of engaging with the content, giving some students a bit extra opportunity to have a bit of a think about what they've learned and then apply it through a quiz format. And then we've got some simple accordions, which just break and chunk the information down. You saw that accordion in the interactive book, but it's just, you can just give them the accordion to some key talking points there. So a wonderful tool, and really speeds up the whole process of embedding it into your LMS. So students now potentially have a video to watch, they've got the PowerPoint if they like, and now they've got this interactive element as well, which they can engage with as well. So really create an enriching environment for multiple ways of presenting information, and then of course the students have multiple ways of engaging with whichever that they see fit, and supporting their learning and learning preferences.